Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's been a while since I've been in the office with the new camera and the new microphone. It's lovely to see you all. I'm taking my morning vitamins. And I got some fish and grits. Oh wow. Let's see. You can see what's on my screen right there. Something like that. Oh, I see what it is. It's this button right here. Okay, that's a reflection. Well, I can't fix that. Well, I can, but I'm not gonna fix it. I got some fish and grits from yesterday. I bought from Hutch's. Some fish and grits. I'm gonna eat up a little bit. Got a lot to do today, but y'all gotta excuse me. I'm gonna be eating on camera a little bit and talking. I'm not doing this on purpose. It's just I got a lot to do, and I don't feel like I don't feel like doing them separate. Basically, a little flounder, a little catfish, cheesy grits from the south. That's my grits with the hot sauce on it, and the fish. That's good stuff. Miss Nisi, I'm about to mail your book off as soon as I get finished making this video. I appreciate the support. Like I said yesterday, I hope you enjoy. Being from the South, fish and grits was like a delicacy growing up. And the fish that we ate growing up was the fish we caught at the creek. This fish here was bought from a store. I don't know where they get the fish from. But we'll go fishing one day, and clean the fish that night. And like I said, it was the fish we caught at the creek. If it was the size of your hand, the size of a hand, that was a good sized fish. I mean, that was a pretty good sized fish, but we cooked fish that was smaller. But typically speaking, if it was the size of your hand, that was a good fish. This shirt that I'm wearing right now, if you can see it, you see it says K and M. The K is for Kelly. The M is for Moore. My great grandmother, Miss Martha Moore. The M was obviously for Moore. That was her side of the family, and the K comes from my grandfather. Well, actually, the M comes from my grandmother. This is my great grandmother. The K comes from my grandfather. He was a Kelly. So this is representing. This was the Kelly Moore family reunion. I think it was 2019. I think. I might say a date on it. I don't know. Yep. Down here on the bottom it says 2019. I'm trying to adjust this thing. I'm still out of it. I'm still trying to get back in the flow of things. I got water spilled on my shirt, y'all. That's nothing but water. That spot is nothing but water. And I like wearing this shirt because that was the last time I saw my aunt Irene in a nice light. My aunt Irene Kelly. She passed away January 27th, the beginning of this year. She died from cancer, stage 4, liver cancer. And the last time I seen her smiling and laughing and joking was then. And she might have been sick then, but she didn't tell anybody. But I got a call one day. Let me eat a little bit. I got a call one day from her daughter. I was outside cutting grass, and her daughter, well, it wasn't a call, it was a text. It was a text, and I didn't know who the text was from. And it said something like, my mother has a few days to live, or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, this is one of those times where I was thinking, man, I hope this is the wrong number, because most of my family, I have them programmed in my phone so I know who's calling. This number, I had no idea who it was, so I ignored it for a long time. While I'm ignoring it, I'm thinking to myself, it's gotta be the wrong number. And I'm running through my head, trying to figure out who could this be. And it ended up being my cousin, Andrea. And of course, me being the optimist that I am, I started thinking positive and trying to figure out ways to come to some kind of conclusion on how this could be fixed, For anybody who's ever had a family member pass away suddenly, like within a matter of days, you don't really have time to prepare for that. So I tried my best to, I got to see her. This is another thing that happened to me. My aunt Irene, she called one day. She called on New Year's Day. She died on the 27th. She called on New Year's Day. Again, I was so tired from work and other things. Work, like my job and working around the house and writing and just so much going on. At the beginning of New Year, I was extremely tired. I passed out on the floor in the living room. And before I go into depth with that, imagine having a full-time job. Imagine having a full-time job. These are my 4 actual physical. Now, I published all 4 of these books. Obviously, the easiest one to do was the poetry book. That was simple compared to the other 3. Imagine having a full-time job, having a sick mother, having a family to attend to, trying to have some type of social life, trying to maintain a marriage, trying to raise your kids right, you know, I might have to fix the brakes on my wife's car, may have to, you know, and then you try to have another hobby like gardening. I do garden. Trying to do all these things and writing a book, sometimes it catches up to you and you just collapse. So that morning when my aunt called, I was passed out on the floor. And I heard the phone ring. I'm like, I don't care who this is, I'm not getting up. I'm refusing to get up to answer the phone. Normally I always get the phone. If I'm home. If I'm not home, I can't get it. So the phone rang and a voicemail came on and I heard her voice and I'm like, oh man, I got it. So I let it play. And this is before she knew she had cancer, obviously, because she had it twice. She beat it the first time. The second time it came back with a vengeance. So I missed a phone call. Now one day, that same month, all this happened in 1 month. I'm outside doing something. And I'm wondering, why am I outside doing so much? I'm outside I went out in the backyard and just started doing stuff. Just started cleaning up and organizing. And started doing all these things and not realizing, I'm like trying to figure out what's going on here. Because spiritually, I'm seeing myself do all this, like I'm preparing for something, you know what I mean? That I couldn't figure out what it was. I went out there and did all kind of stuff in the backyard. Just got off from work tired, but I still went out there and started doing all kind of stuff. So this is after I missed her call. I get this text. My mom, my mom has something. My mom is dying or whatever. And I'm trying to figure out who this is. So I waited. Finally, I text the person back. I'm like, who is this? And my aunt replied, this is Andrea. So immediately I go into, hit my knees, pray, trying to figure out what's going on. Then I start thinking, I missed a phone call. I may not get to see her again. You know? Thank God that Saturday, this is how fast things started going. That Saturday, I went to go see her. I told my cousin Andrea I was coming. And I guess my cousin was so out of it, she did not get up to answer the door. So I knocked on the front door, not expecting my aunt to answer the door because she was in hospice by this time. They had let her go from the hospital. When you go to hospice, you know, and they gave her days. I knocked on the door and I heard my aunt's voice. She said, who is it? I said, this is Anthony. You know, I think I joked around or something. I said, this is your favorite nephew or something like that. And it took her, no lie, it took her about 10 minutes to open the door. It was a struggle for her to open the door. But she opened that door. And she had her bed set up right next to the front door. It was a hospice bed. And so I went in, sat down for a little while. I brought some tea, what was it? It's dandelion tea. It's supposed to be good for cleansing out the liver and all that stuff. And I was drinking this tea, so I knew it was beneficial, so I bought that tea. And I told her to drink the tea, and we talked a little bit, and you know, I think that was God's way of saying, look, I'm giving you this time to see her, this last time. Say what you got to say. And I knew it. I knew it when I saw her. She still looked good. Her body still looked fine. It was just the cancer had ate away her liver, I guess, you know. Gotta have your liver. If you don't have a liver, it can't toxify the chemicals in your body, and you know, it's like it's very important. I don't know all the details, but so when I wear this shirt, I think about my Aunt Irene. When she passed away, I was at work again, and my wife called me. Actually, my wife texted me. She said, "I'm so sorry." And when she said that, I was going through one of the worst days. One of the worst days because everything was going wrong at work. So when she texted me, it just made it all official. She said, "I'm sorry about your loss." When she said that, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Knowing what she was talking about. Oh man, I didn't make this a sad one. But I was able to finish as much as I could that day at work. And then as soon as I got in the car, I was breaking down in the lab. I was like choking up trying to talk to the customer, trying to tell them what was going on with the instrument. And as soon as I got to my car, I got this like really sharp pain that went down from my heart. It was like a electrical current that shot down from my heart all the way down to my knee. It was like that, all that pain and just sadness shot out my knee, and I couldn't even like. And now I got a 2-hour drive home, and my knee is killing me. But when I sat down in my car, closed the door, as soon as the door closed, I'm talking waterfall, tears just streaming down my face, and bawling with sadness and strife and just confusion, and now I'm like, I'm remembering my aunt, and like a week before this, I had this memory just pop in my head of my aunt. When I was a kid, I got a splinter in my thumb, it was in my thumb, a splinter in my hand somewhere, and she had to take it out. And I remember how it was a very painful event because my aunt all of my aunts and my mom are all the same. They're really emotional people, really, really caring people, and she was trying to get the splinter out of her nephew's, I was about 4 or 5 years old. She was trying to get the splinter out of her little nephew's hand because I was in tears, and she had a needle, and she was kind of making it worse because she was digging in there, hurt, and it was a very painful event for both of us, I could tell. But I had that memory pop in my head, but like a week before I got the news that she was dying. And but yeah, so my aunt Irene, she passed away January 27th of this year. Whenever I put this shirt on, I'm thinking about her. And I also, ironically, the book that I'm writing now, she's in this book. I didn't put her in this book before. I didn't put her in this book after I found out the news. That she was already in the book. She was in the rough draft. I had already put her in the book. She's gonna be the grandmother of the main character. So the second time or the third time around. I just put a little extra on her character because she's passed away now. But we've all lost a family member who we care for dearly. You know, it affects you. It takes a little bit out of you. At the same time, I know my auntie is behind the curtain now. I'm sorry. I know she's behind the curtain, making things happen. I can feel her spirit. Shout out to my Aunt Irene. Now, I gotta go ahead and I'm done. I gotta go ahead and sign this book for Miss Nisi and send it off to her. Shout out to Miss Nisi. I'm not gonna say address and all that stuff. I mean, not your address, but where you're from. I'm just showing you some appreciation. Now, I'm from South Carolina. Our state flag is the palmetto tree and the crescent moon. If you look right between these two characters, this is Travis Moore, the main character. This is his best friend, Kenya Robinson. And if you look between them, it's the palmetto tree and the crescent moon. That's our state flag. And my daughter, she actually drew these pictures. She's an artist, and she drew these pictures, I want to say 5-6 years ago. She's a much better artist now. She looks at my old book covers that she drew, and she's like, I could do a much better job now. But maybe I will, maybe I won't. But maybe I'll let her do that, but maybe I won't. That's the front. This is the back. This is the spine. And this is what the inside looks like. So I'm going to write a little, and this is the pen I use. I use this pen. Oh, my kids bought this pen for me. One of these, I think it was a Father's Day gift or a Christmas gift or whatever, but the cover, the case says, "Be strong and courageous. The Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." It's Joshua 1:9. And this is the pen. This is a pen from Cross. If you can see that. You can't see it, but it says Cross. And this is, I think it's silver and gold. Yeah, I believe it's silver and gold. But I use this pen whenever I have a book signing, whenever I go out and have some kind of event, book signing or a reading or whatever. So this is the pen I use whenever I sign a book to send to whoever orders a book. Today it's going to Miss Nisi. And I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna end it here. I still got a lot of stuff to do, so I'm going to end it here. Again, good morning. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll leave all of my information where you can order the book and all that stuff. I'll leave it in the description. I'm loving this new microphone because I don't have to talk as loud. I really don't feel like talking loud today. So, y'all have a good one. I may make another video today, but right now I got a lot to do. Have a good one. Be blessed.